Now, I'll put it in context for you at the beginning of this show. Viewers, by some estimates that date back to the year 2020, the Indian taxpayer pays approximately 2 crores per kilometer for fencing the Indo-Pak border. The length of the border Punjab shares with Pakistan is a little over 550 kilometers. That means that it has cost India more than 1,000 crores conservatively to fence Pakistan off from Punjab. This is a big cost, viewers. But unfortunately, we have undertaken it, and it is going to provide us very little relief. Viewers, that's because it's the enemy within that we need to be more worried about today than a terrorist crossing the border from Pakistan. The threat today is posed by this man on your screens. Right in the middle of your screens is the photograph of an individual called Amritpal Singh. He's a Bhindranwale inspired Sikh Khalistan separatist who, under the aegis of his group Waris Punjab, has launched viewers an all-out war on the Indian state. And those pictures in the middle of your screens, viewers, tell you a little bit about the nature of the aggression India is facing. India is today a highly militarized power. We have the capacity to neutralize threats to state security deep into enemy territory. But we don't have any defense against our own politicians who think that they were elected to serve their own interests first and not those of the Indian state. Our politicians have allowed for blatantly vote bank compulsions Amritpal Singh to give speeches in favor of carving out a separate state called Khalistan and for praising slain Khalistan terrorist Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale, who waged an almost decade-and-a-half long war against successive Indian governments. Today, because of the lack of political will and perhaps political collusion, Amritpal Singh has had the temerity, viewers, to cross all Lakshman Rekhas. In a move unprecedented even for a once militancy-racked state like Punjab, Amritpal Singh, leading a mob of armed supporters, laid siege to a police station because he wanted to free his close aide detained for kidnapping. Viewers, he was, and his entire group was armed to the teeth. They all appeared. They were allowed to appear onto the streets. Viewers, this is the same country where in the south, if you come out in protest in favor of a Jawan slain by VIP arrogance, you will be detained and booked. But viewers, those that wage war against our Indian state, it's the same country where in another state, viewers, they're given a complete free run. The enemies of the state are given a free run. Those standing up for the braves who defend the state are abused and prosecuted. That's the state of affairs. Viewers, this man, Amritpal Singh, to the left of your screens, bashed down police barricades, clashed with the police. Several policemen are injured. I'll show you those pictures. Raining lathis, swords, all sorts of armaments on the motley assembly, viewers, of police. He then walks up casually to a police station, ring fences the police station with his goons, and gives a 1-hour ultimatum to the government, saying that if they don't cancel the F.I.R. registered against his aide in 1 hour, the administration will be responsible for whatever ensues next. Well, what happened next was shocking to the core. Viewers, first listen in to Amritpal's threat to the Punjab Sarkar, where he puts them on notice. Listen to this.
ਇਹ ਅਪੀਲ ਹੈ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਾਸਨ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਕੰਮ ਚੰਗਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੰਗਤ ਨੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚਣਾ ਹੈ ਇੱਥੇ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੜ ਆਇਆ ਪਿਆ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚਣ ਦਾ ਫਰਜ਼ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੀ ਜਥੇਬੰਦੀ ਦੇ ਮੇਨ ਸਿੰਘ ਗੁਰਮੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਬੁੱਕਣ ਵਾਲਾ ਬਸੰਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਵੇਰ ਦਾ ਨਜ਼ਰਬੰਦ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੁਣ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਛੱਡ ਕੇ ਆਉਣਾ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਕੋਈ ਆਜ਼ਾਦ ਦੇਸ਼ ਦੇ ਵਾਸੀ ਹੋਣ ਦਾ ਨਤੀਜਾ ਹੈ ਅਗਲਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਪਹੁੰਚਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਜੀ ਨਾਲੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਘਰ ਛੱਡ ਕੇ ਆਉਣਾ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਗੁਲਾਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਵਤੀਰਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਮੈਂ ਉਹ ਥਾਣੇਦਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਕਹਿਤਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਕਹਿਤਾ ਗੁਰਮੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਹੁਣੀ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚਣਗੇ ਬਸੰਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਨਸ਼ਾ ਛੁਡਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚਣਗੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਥੇਬੰਦੀ ਸਿੰਘ ਪਹੁੰਚਣਗੇ ਸ਼ਾਮਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਦੀਵਾਨ ਸਜਣਗੇ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਤੇ ਸ਼ਾਮਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸੰਬੋਧਨ ਵੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ
Who is this character wagging a finger at the Indian state, viewers? Look at his temerity, his audacity. After a protracted standoff, and after the police were given a thrashing, and subsequent to this warning, the state of Punjab, in an act of extreme cowardice, agreed to his demand and are now pledging to release his aide who is wanted for kidnapping. To be specific, the Punjab police, under the AAP Chief Minister, Bhagwant Mann, has announced that Amritpal's aide will be released in accordance with this individual's wishes. Because it's surprising. Listen to this.
So, sir, what is the final outcome? We have seen there is a lot of...
Final outcome is the person we have arrested in this case, these people, they have given us a sufficient evidence that he is not present on the spot. So we are going to discharge him tomorrow. And the rest sit has been formed. And whatever the outcome of the sit will be, so we'll take action accordingly.
A lot of questions are being raised over the police. Why he was arrested? Because today Amritpal, he has clearly said that he is coming here. If there is anything against him, he can be arrested here. So why he was arrested by the police?
So, as I have said, during investigation, evidence is on the file. So now, the evidence which these people, they have given, it is in his favor. So we're going to discharge him.
A few days ago, the Chief Minister, Bhagwant Mann, was asked why the Khalistani sympathizer, this Amritpal chap, was still free. Mann avoided the question and instead merely appealed to Amritpal to behave rationally. Clearly for Mann, the lives of his police force, the honor of our country, is of secondary consequence, viewers. Anyone with an iota of self-respect, especially if you're the Chief Minister of a state, of an Indian state, viewers, I mean, we are one of the most powerful countries on the face of this earth. Would you want to be arm-twisted, blackmailed, made to look weak, insignificant, inconsequential? I mean, think about it. Let's listen to Bhagwant Mann.
पंजाब ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹਦੀ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਬੌਂਡਿੰਗ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਉਹ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਲਈ ਮੰਨੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਜਾਤਾਂ ਪਾਤਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਧਰਮਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਉੱਪਰ ਉੱਠ ਕੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਮਨੁੱਖਤਾ ਦਾ ਸਾਡੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਵੀ ਮਨੁੱਖਤਾ ਦਾ ਸੁਨੇਹਾ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ 3 ਕਰੋੜ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਚੁਣਿਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੱਕ 'ਚ ਫੈਸਲੇ ਲੈ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਬਾਕੀ ਲਾਅ ਐਂਡ ਆਰਡਰ ਜਿੱਤਾ ਸਵਾਲ ਹੈ ਉਹ बिल्कुल सही है कंट्रोल च है
Law and order sahi hai. We have been elected by 3 crore people, so obviously things are fine in Cuckoo Land. But banish the thought, viewers, of Amritpal slinking away quietly into oblivion. He's tasted blood. Under the Punjab government, Amritpal's group in December last year vandalized the Kapurthala Gurdwara. A video of sword-wielding men belonging to his group was seen running amok on the streets of Punjab. Just few days later, Amritpal's men even vandalized the Jalandhar Gurdwara. Not just kidnapping or vandalism, This group is also linked to the murder of Shiv Sena leader Sudhir Suri. Viewers, there's a big problem in the state of Punjab. And the time has come that someone looks at the situation closely and does something about it. Viewers, it appears that for compulsions related to politics, the state government is not willing to play hardball with separatists. In this scenario, can we just sit back and allow Punjab to slip back into another cycle of terrorism? Viewers, during the last cycle, we all remember very clearly, some of us were children. We were told, do not touch teddy bears and transistors lying casually in parks because they blow up, they kill you. Viewers, in the heart of the capital, in Connaught Place, cinema houses, restaurants were targeted. The ripples were felt. The heart of the Union capital. Do we want to go back there again? Who is going to step in? In 1983, the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi dismissed her own party's government, a Congress government under Darbara Singh, for not being able to step up to the Khalistani challenge. Viewers, that wasn't the only instance when the centre interceded. In May 1987, Rajiv Gandhi government dismissed the Surjit Singh Barnala Akali government, citing deteriorating law and order on account of insurgency. In 1990, viewers, VP Singh government imposed president's rule, sacking Farooq Abdullah's government when Islamist terrorists ran riot in Kashmir and led a genocide against Hindus. Now, viewers, we're not advocating similar action right now, but can the centre today totally pretend that the return of militancy in Punjab, that the first serious indications of it are none of its business? Wouldn't that be a massive betrayal of the idea of Bharat? These are some fundamental questions, viewers, and they need to be asked without fear or favor. And I want to first begin with Aam Aadmi Party supporters, card-carrying members, Huda Zariwala, Hakeem Rizwan Ilahi. I want to begin with Huda Zariwala first. Ms. Zariwala, in the state of Punjab, a self-professed, publicly declared separatist walks up to a police station with a bunch of his goons, surrounds it, secures the release of one of his aides, and is going to quietly walk away. This is reminiscent, viewers, of spaghetti westerns, of the type we only thought existed on silver screen. Huda Zariwala, what is your chief minister doing? Why should he be in office if Mr. Maan has given way to the writ of these thugs? If they are ruling the state, why are we bothered with him?
Good evening, Rahul ji. Yes, absolutely. The law and order situation in Punjab is a matter of concern, not just for the citizens of Punjab, but for all of India. Now, that being said, this man that we're talking about, Amritpal, has managed to create a lot of ruckus, and obviously his actions will be taken into due cognizance. But at the same time, since yes, ruckus, vandalization, all of that, nobody is denying it. Neither is the Punjab police denying it, neither is the Chief Minister denying it. Now, that being said, a lot of things basically proof against him, the allegations that are levied against him, things that have yet to be proven in the court of law, will all be taken into due cognizance, and of course action, the necessary action is going to be taken.
Just asking you a simple question.
This is a chief minister who takes the law and order situation.
Listen, seriously, is it? No, hang on. Ms. Zariwala, a bunch of thugs, and you're seeing them on your own screen there, right in front of your face, walks up to a police station, surrounds the police station, gives the police an ultimatum, the state squeaks, tucks its tails between its leg, and releases the person. And you're telling me that Bhagwant Mann is on top of the situation?
At this point, the safety of the citizens of Punjab is of a much bigger importance to the government of Punjab, to Bhagwant Manji.
Yeah, but if a man is roaming around the streets with a sword, shouldn't he be arrested? That's how you'll ensure the safety of the citizens, ma'am.
Absolutely, and the state is going to take due course of action. This is not a matter that has been buried and brushed under the carpet.
After they release the person?
This is very much a matter of concern.
Hang on, just a minute.
Police is very much...
Why should we trust you? Huda Zariwala, why should we trust you? This has been building. This man is not... No, hang on, he hasn't appeared out of some razai overnight. He has been actually very brazenly talking about splitting Punjab from the Indian Union. He's been talking about Khalistan. He's been talking about waging war on the Indian state. He's been daring you to do things to him, i.e. putting behind bars. You're not acting. Why? Fundamental question. Are you today nursing your vote bank more than the country?
Absolutely not. And the issue of Khalistan by far remains one of the biggest concerns for the government of Punjab.
Really?
Clearly, the police and the government is not sitting, haath pe haath dharke and allowing all sorts of negativity to happen. At this point in time, the safety of the citizens was a much bigger concern than to hover around a man who, yes, is definitely something that the Punjab government has
Let me ask you a simple question. Let me ask you a simple question. One second. Huda Zariwala, let me test you tonight. Have you heard of a person called Simranjeet Singh Mann?
Sure.
You know him? Do you know of him? He's a member of parliament. Do you know that in all his public utterances, he has called for the creation of a state of Khalistan? Do you believe that he should be sitting in our parliament? Straight question to you tonight.
The question of Khalistan was...
Madam, do you believe that a man,
the government of Punjab or the government of India
excuse
in
me,
any question is going to agree?
Huda Zariwala, simple question and just give me a straight answer. Don't say but or anything else. Just come straight. Yes, no. Do you think a person who advocates for Khalistan should be a member of parliament? Yes, no.
At this point, I am going to say that we are talking about a government of India with the likes
we are going to
Adani
say
and
that we are talking about a government, Adani and Ambani. Can you believe it, viewers?
There is nothing
you
more
can't bring yourself. I'll tell you why, viewers. They can't bring themselves. I'll tell you why. Because the area. No, 1 minute. I'll tell you why. There is a very simple, and I'll give you the facts.
Is that not also
our research team is working double time.
And no,
we will give you the research. One second, Huda Zariwala, one second. We will tell you. Excuse me, ma'am, don't speak over me, please. I don't speak over you. I ask you my questions after you finish. Don't speak over me. I don't like it. And our viewers don't appreciate it. Now, viewers, I'm going to give you 2 basic facts that will prove why Amritpal has become a touch-me-not. Because the area of Punjab where he comes from is where the Aam Aadmi Party wins the maximum number of seats. And they believe today, viewers, that if they go after him, they will lose public support, and that's the reason. It's as simple as that. I want to bring in Dr. Sumanth Raman. Dr. Raman, in the state that you come from, in the state where you come from in Tamil Nadu, a person who waged war on the Indian state was convicted for that crime and served time in jail. and served time in jail, was freed after a huge hue and cry was made about his human rights, and when he was released, viewers, he was embraced by the Chief Minister. What do you put that down to, if not appeasement? And why should we believe that that is not true in the case of Amritpal Singh in another opposite end of the country in Punjab? Simple question to you.
Rahul, by all accounts, this is not an issue which is exclusively that of the state government to manage. So this is not an AAP government versus BJP government issue. This could be a matter of national security, in which case everybody needs to work together and deal with it. So this kind of tu me is not the right approach. Point number one. Point number two, the objective seems to be twofold. One, to polarize one community and divide another community. And who could be the beneficiary from that? I want to draw your attention, Rahul, to the statements made by members of the Haryana Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee, which comes under the Haryana government. Some of its senior members have heaped praise on Amritpal Singh. This comes under the Haryana government. And in last, I think it was about 2 or 3 months back, they were hailing him as some kind of a savior. So you've got to ask the question, who is behind propping up this man?
No, 1 second.
And what,
you
why
use
on
the term.
earth should the Aam Aadmi Party government...
Okay, doctor, you use the term polarize one
I'm asking
and
the
divide
question,
another.
who is behind him?
Fair enough. 1 second. Polarize one and divide another is a phrase that you use. Can you be more specific? Which community is being polarized and which one is being divided?
Okay, the attempt at least, and this is something which even the media has commented on, seems to be to create a divide among the Sikh community itself, because there are a large number of members of the Sikh community who do not see eye to eye with this person. So there is a division which is being created there. At the same time, the rise of quote unquote a kind of a militant kind of identity is bound to polarize the Hindus. So you've got to ask yourself a very, very serious question: who will benefit from the rise of Amritpal Singh? And then work your way backwards to try and deal with that situation accordingly. Okay. And it's sad that we are going around in circles with this blame game of trying to score some points against Bhagwant Mann.
What you're saying is that a gentleman...
he could have no reason to destabilize his own government.
Okay, so what you're saying is that Narendra Modi, sitting at the center, has hatched a massive conspiracy to prop up this creature, Amritpal Singh.
No, I never said that. I'm asking, I'm raising a question.
You're basically implying that by asking that question.
Don't put words into my mouth.
No, so then
I
what
never
are you
said
saying?
it.
So why are you saying, no, hang on. Why are you saying?
I'm not implying.
Okay, 1 second.
I am asking who benefits.
Who benefits? Why don't you answer the question? Why don't you answer the question? Let me.
You tell me.
No, you tell me,
Rahul. I'm only raising a rhetorical question.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what.
Give us the answer to solving the riddle.
I'll tell you what. The country that benefits is Pakistan. The country that benefits are those that putatively think they are working to create Khalistan. They are the ones who benefit, viewers, from this claptrap. And you have conspiracy theorists sitting in studios who talk this nonsense without proof and don't have the guts to name people because they know they will be called out. So they leave it. They drop
Rahul,
through dog whistling. They leave. They leave the whiff. They leave the whiff of conspiracy. Well, sir, do you know right now? If you go to the SGPC in the heart of Amritsar, you know what you will see? You will see Bhindranwala's photo. And do you know the government that actually called for the removal of it? Should I give you that? You will not know the answer to that because you don't want to know the answer to that. Nonetheless, Sanju Verma, I began by saying that the center cannot look away either. And the charge that is being made through a nudge, wink, dog whistling way by Dr. Raman is that you gain the most. You gain the most. So why are you sitting on the sidelines? Look at the three examples that I quoted of Indira Gandhi and one of VP Singh. Moved in, got rid of a particular government that couldn't handle law and order. This is not just law and order. This is about state security. So I'm asking you today, are you going to sit on the fence until when?
You know, Rahul, you asked me a pointed question and with no ifs or buts whatsoever. Let me be very clear that if anyone knows anything about the Modi government and Home Minister Amit Shah in particular, sitting on the fence without taking a clear position is not something that you can associate them with. Point number one. Point number two, when last year we banned PFI and carried out raids in over 27 states and seized their bank accounts over 100 locations, it was done so systematically and effectively that the PFI had to actually constitutionally say that it has dissolved itself. So much for those who say that this government pussyfoots when it comes to separatists. I will now give you one more fact. This whole narrative that the Modi government is soft on terror, when you were showing this clip of Amritpal Singh, who was standing in solidarity with his colleague, Lovepreet Singh Tufani, he said, "Enanu lagda assi kisi joge nahi hai. Je Kazakhstan ban sakda hai, Pakistan ban sakda hai, Afghanistan ban sakda hai, to fir Khalistan kyun nahi? Aur Amit Shah nu assi chhaddange nahi, je inhe ehja ravaiya apnaya." The full clip is quite long. He basically says, we'll not leave Amit Shah if he continues with the approach. That is an anti-Khalistan approach. And if we can have, separate countries like Pakistan, Afghanistan, what have you, why not Khalistan? And he also tells your reporter, it is my democratic right to ask for a separate country. So, Mr. Amritpal Singh, please go and read Article 51A of the Constitution, which clearly says that you need to uphold territorial integrity as a citizen. I will just say this, Rahul. Let us be very clear. You put BJP in the dockyard, that's your, right as a journalist. But let's be very clear that today what we are seeing in Punjab, it was in March 2022 that Bhagwant Singh Mann became the chief minister. It's going to be almost a year now in the next couple of days. And you look at the institutionalization of the Bhindranwale syndrome, starting with the murder in broad daylight of Sidhu Singh Moosewala in May 2022 to the kind of small blasts in Mohali, Fazilka, Taran. Who do you think is the agency which has stopped?
Right. Now, let me tell you, Ms. Verma, 1 second. Let me tell you.
It is the NIA. It is, the border security force. It's not the Punjab police. I want to ask you one thing.
Yeah.
The Constitution under Article 245 clearly says there is a division of powers between the center and the states, and the 7th schedule of the Constitution says law and order, including police, are subject matters in the state list. You question the Modi government? Well, it is fine by you to do so. But why is it that nobody is questioning Bhagwant Singh Mann, who's given a free run and
hang on. Sanju Verma, please. We've started by questioning both sides equally. I was very persistent with my line of questioning with Ms. Huda. My point is that if a government is proven to not being able to handle a task, someone needs to step in. Now, I don't know what mechanism is available to you. Perhaps you could have illuminated on that. But I just want to say two things, viewers. But one second, madam. One second, madam. Please give me 30 seconds. Dr. Raman here.
Please tell
No, one second, you listen to me now.
NIA.
Dr. Raman, don't speak.
NIA
don't speak over people. Stop speaking. I'm lowering your fader. 1, 2, 3, gone. Not going to have people speaking out of turn. I'll come to you. Raise your hand. No problems. The SGPC in Punjab, viewers, asked a university there to delete references to Bhindranwala as a terrorist. When did this happen? July 2022. SGPC. Dr. Raman is not going to tell you that. Amrinder Singh said in 2014 that he is against celebrating Bhindranwala inside Golden Temple premises. But he was in opposition in 2014 and was part of the Congress at that time. Viewers, there are people who stand up. and be counted, but there are others who keep quiet. Nonetheless, let me open this up further. Let me bring in Dr. Ranganathan. Let me bring in General Bakshi. Give me some time, Dr. Raman. I'll come to you. Dr. Ranganathan, what do you make of this?
Good evening, Rahul. No, you're absolutely right. Look, what is happening in Punjab is quite frankly scary. Rahul, as you said, we both are children of the 80s, and we remember how, for all practical purposes, all of us thought that we had lost Punjab forever.
Yeah.
There were daily buses were raided, people were brought out and killed point blank. There were transistor bombs until KPS Gill came along. Sadly, we don't have any KPS Gills anymore. And Rahul, even though I talk as a layman, only aware that there are experts much more knowledgeable on these matters than I am, General Bakshi is here, I want to put forth a common citizen's perspective. As I see it, there are three issues here. Number one, there is no doubt that the Punjab state government is proving itself to be wholly inept at handling the law and order in the border state. If it isn't the daily drone attacks across the border, the drug mafia murders, the blasphemy killings, horrible killings, it is the police stations being run over by Khalistani separatists and anarchists to get alleged kidnappers released. As you said, it's a wild, wild west out there. The situation is exacerbated by a lackadaisical coordination between the center and state forces, including the intelligence. Number two, 3 years ago, ORF fellow Sushant Sareen wrote a seminal piece forewarning us of exactly these dangers, Rahul. He called it the conflation of Khalistan with Kashmir. Just as you said, in context of the Kartarpur corridor, the ISI, which has worked tirelessly to create a compact between the Kashmiri and the Sikh diaspora in the West, will seize, he wrote, an opportunity with alacrity. In 2000, during Vajpayee's regime, the ISI chief Javed Nasir had made a similar offer. But 2 decades later, we didn't. Number three, and this is most important, Rahul, a lesson not given is a lesson not learned. One must not shirk away from blaming the center too in all this developing mess. Let us not forget how anarchists and middlemen and Khalistani separatists and supporters were mollycoddled by the center. Their every illegality went unpunished for a year. Remember the anarchy at Red Fort? Modi and Shah not being able to stop violence, vandalism, mayhem, or the mob carrying swords and other weapons from driving to the heart of the capital of India and hoisting a flag illegally at the Red Fort, a symbol of our democratic independent identity. The inevitable vacuum that is created when justice and rule of law whooshes away gets filled by anarchy and bloodshed, and exactly that happened. Worse, many of the cases against the rioters were then withdrawn. 17 of them, if I seem to remember correctly. Worse still, the Supreme Court stayed a silent spectator in all this mayhem. Rahul, just 30 seconds. How can we claim to be a great power
Rahul, may I?
when we can't even prevent a few hundred anarchists from removing the Indian flag from the Red Fort? Or can't, please don't interrupt right now, I didn't interrupt you, or can't protect our police stations from being run over?
Moderator of the debate.
Don't just...
The debate.
1 minute, please. Let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish.
So I just politely ask you, can I...
Sanju Verma, please, let him...
Have I finished?
Let him finish.
I don't want this man to be lecturing me on your debate.
Let him finish. Please let him finish.
Rahul, can I rebut?
Not right now. Not right now. Not right now. Doctor,
Rahul,
go ahead.
This is just really...
Finish your point. Finish your point.
People. It's really rude and indisciplined people.
Yes.
So as I'm saying, don't just...
24/7 and you're talking...
It's not a crime to lecture anybody. Just 2 seconds, please. Doctor, yeah. Finish your point.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I can be allowed to finish my point uninterrupted. As I'm saying, don't just blame Kejriwal or AAP. Modi and BJP are equally to blame. And you don't believe me? You can ask the AAP sympathizer there whether Bhinderwale was a terrorist or not. I know what the answer is going to be. But let me tell you this. This is a BJP MLA. Can you read what he's saying? He's asking the center to apologize for Operation Blue Star. And he's saying he's defending Bhinderwale. So let us be frank here. The problem lies on both sides.
And I just want to make a quick, and I want to bring in General Bakshi also. Please, just 1 second. General Bakshi, KPS Gill appointed DGP Punjab Police in 1988, if I'm not mistaken. That was under Rajiv Gandhi's government. You need to send in someone who perhaps can do what he did effectively. He was, of course, excuse me, appointed twice, 2 terms, 91 to 95, 88 to 1990. So, General Bakshi, where are we falling short?
Look, Rahul, I had the experience of serving in that state from 1985 to 1987, just in the wake of Operation Blue Star. And I was commanding a Sikh company there in the Punjab in counter-terrorist operations, right? So I have seen it with my own eyes. And you know, the more, one is really perturbed to see history repeating itself. The first time as tragedy, the second time as farce. Look, the simple fact is we saw how the Congress government then had tried to impose Bhindranwale upon that state, you know, in the hope of destabilizing the Akali Dal, right? And the price that we had to pay when that man turned up Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And we are going exactly down that slippery road. I say, Rahul, for God's sake, take a look at the geopolitical context. The Pakistani ISI is hell-bent on its K2 plan, the plan to revive terrorism in Kashmir and Punjab. Almost for the last 2.5 to 3 years, Chinese quadcopter and hexacopters have regularly been crossing the border to drop arms, ammunition, grenades, prefabricated IEDs, cash and drugs, with the sole purpose of reviving terrorism. Terrorism is a reality there. Thrice RPGs have been used to attack police stations and police targets. RPGs have not been used in J&K. They are being used in the Punjab. As a security analyst, I am just simply horrified. We are sleepwalking into a disaster.
Sleepwalking.
It's not just the Pakistani ISI.
Sleepwalking.
Look at what Soros is up to.
Yeah.
Look at what Soros is up to. Look at what is happening in Australia, in Canada, in UK. There is an orchestrated attempt to do the Indian state in. And we refuse to act.
We refuse to act. Okay.
I don't know when we will wake up and smell the coffee.
Let me tell you, viewers, there are two issues here. There is a lack of political will at the state level for obvious reasons, and I told you that I will give you the statistics, the exact psephological input, and you will understand what I mean. Secondly, viewers, most importantly, if the state is unwilling, the center must step up. And Sanju Verma, that's the point we're trying to make here.
Okay, can I come in now?
Please.
Thank you. Rahul, I started by saying that there's a division of powers under Article 245 and every right and sane-minded Indian has the right to question the Indian state, the central government in this case. But for somebody to be sitting here and waxing eloquent about Modi and Shah not doing this and that and simply refusing to believe that you also need to call out the collapsing law and order situation and the institutionalization of the Bhindranwale syndrome under the long nose of Kejriwal, that is hypocrisy at its best or worst, call what you will. And I want to say a couple of things to you to tell you that we are not taking the Khalistani syndrome lightly. And I will just take 30 seconds to tell you that. In 2021 December, the Delhi police, which no channel carried out this news, and I did my homework before coming on your show, you can cross-check this with your research team. After 72 hours of hectic parleying and negotiations with the German police and German authorities, we arrested one of the most devious Khalistanis owing his allegiance to the SFJ, a man called Jaswinder Singh Multani. Again in 2021, do you know who we arrested? We arrested Gurmukh Singh, the nephew of Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale and the son of Jasbir Singh Lore. And let me tell you one very interesting thing. As recently as November 2022, just a few months back, who did we arrest? And it was an exercise which entailed a lot of diplomatic efforts. It was a man called Kulvinder Jeet Singh Khanpuria of the notorious Babbar Khalsa. Be it Mo Dhaliwal, be it somebody like Tamanjeet Singh Dhesi, the Labour Party MP in UK, or Gurpatwant Singh Pannu, who's the head of Seek for Justice. We've either banned these people or made them persona non grata. So for people to sit here and not acknowledge the efforts and give a lecture on competence of Modi and Shah,
Okay.
I'm not going
Look,
to take that.
look, I can understand. You are a spokesperson of the BJP, and that is
of the country is concerned.
One second. You're a spokesperson for the BJP, so obviously you're not going to take that. But viewers, let me tell you, we also had the rather ignominious episode where some of the lumpens carrying the Khalistan symbol, etc., as well as the Panthik flag, jumped on top of the Red Fort in the Union capital. When we were preparing, when we were warned that this was going to happen, and the police in Delhi, viewers, report straight to the center. So I'm just telling you, I'm not saying that there is no intent. All I'm saying, viewers, is that we are waiting too long. We need to get in there, swing the bats around, and make sure that these individuals are nailed to the cross. Now, let me tell you, 15 Panthik seats in Majha, 10 went to the AAP, Ashri, Hargobindpur, Atari, Amritsar South, Jandiala, Baba Bakala, Ajnala, Tarantaran, Khadur Sahib, Khemkaran, Patti. In Tarantaran, which is known as the Panthik district, SAD and Congress got the biggest shock, as the Aam Aadmi Party won all 4 seats here with comfortable margin. And viewers, let me tell you that Ajnala, where the protests have happened today, the Majha sub-region, 25 seats, contains several sites of religious significance to Sikhs, including the Golden Temple in Amritsar, Kartarpur corridor that connects Punjab to Gurdwara, Darbar Sahib in Pakistan. Now you know why the AAP is squatting and doing nothing. Mr. Ilahi, politics. You are from the state of Kashmir. You know how politics works in conjunction with separatism. And are you trying to tell me today that an individual like this can do what he is doing without state support at the local level?
Well, let me tell you one thing.
Yeah.
See, let law take its own course.
No. Hakim Ilahi, don't give me this. No, don't give me this. Should he be arrested? Should he be arrested? No, hang on. Should he be arrested and thrown into jail? Yes or no?
I'm nobody to say that.
Oh, you're nobody. You're an Indian citizen, sir. You're an Indian citizen, and your loyalty should be with India first, and not with this. Not with this. Not with this. One second, Hakim Ilahi.
Anybody trying to destabilize our nation has to go behind bars.
Okay, that's better. That's better. You're speaking the language. Now you're speaking the language of an Indian, and not a person who is sitting on the fence minding his vested interests. I'm glad. Yes. And what do you think is happening, viewers? When a man comes with a sword, another one comes with sticks, a third one comes with pistols, etc., and takes hostage a whole police station.
Rahul,
if you had done that, one second, Eli, 1 second. Had you done that, viewers, you would be immediately in the clink. You would be in jail. In Punjab, this is not happening.
When there is a question on BJP,
Hakim Ilahi, calm down. Just relax. Cool your jets. Cool your jets. Yeah, just relax. Calm down. Don't keep speaking over me. The point is, viewers, if the state is failing, the center must step in. I made this point, and I'm making it again and again and again.
Can I speak now?
Right. No. I don't need you to speak, sir.
Insulted. I must be given a
yes,
chance to
Dr. Ranganathan, quick point, and I want to move on to the other next big story. Yes.
Yes, first of all, I am also, I come prepared with whatever I have to say. I don't take kindly to people interjecting me and interrupting me rudely. They can say whatever they want to say, but without being stupid and rude. Number one, I made 3 points. The second point was concerning Sushant Sarin's forewarning brilliant article. The first point was completely... Rahul, can you get this bank...
1 second, please. Let's not keep...
You are stupidity personified. Who the hell are you to take jibes at me?
Look, I'm not going to... Please, let's not descend into this cauldron of invective on either side. Please, okay. Now, come on. Let's rise above this. Let's rise above this, please. Look, I'm... 1 minute.
Don't say let's rise.
No.
Her
Look,
do not do this.
Okay, but don't also respond. You take the higher road. Take the higher road. Take the higher road. Take the higher road. It's okay. Dr. Ranganathan, make your point very quickly, please. I need to move on to the next.
Yes, if people don't have ears to listen, what can I do?
Yeah, fair enough.
Point number one that I made was that the Punjab government, state government is wholly responsible for the situation of law and order. The second point was on Sushant Shareen. And the third point had facts that Modi and Shah have completely failed. How can a powerful state let somebody come, a mob come and remove our tricolor from the Red Fort and put some other flag? Is that not a failure? Is that not a failure that Khalistani elements held our city hostage? Now again I'm being
Okay. Now hang on. I need to move on, viewers. I need to move on. I think the point has been made. I think it's been made very well. People are getting overly sensitive about why the center should not be questioned. The center should be questioned. We live in a democracy. We live in a country where internal security falls in the domain of the state government as well as the center. This is a massive issue, viewers. This could be a turning point in the recent political history of Punjab. This is not to be trifled with. We have suffered for 15 years through the 90s. It pegged back our growth, viewers. This is a border state. Can you imagine Kashmir and Punjab, the LOC and the IB, all suddenly activated, all inflamed? General Bakshi is telling you, let's wake up, end the politics, stand with the patriots and with the country. Put those interests first. And viewers, talking about that, let me tell you what's been happening.